Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hoop of Basketball channel. Today we're diving into one of the most electrifying topics in sports right now. Caitlyn Clark, the Iowa Hawkeyes superstar, has taken the basketball world by storm, and her name is on everyone's lips. But here's the big question. Is Caitlyn Clark the biggest star in all of sports right now? From her jaw-dropping performances on the court to her growing influence off it, Caitlyn Clark is redefining what it means to be a sports icon. So in this video, we're going to break down her rise, her impact, and whether she's truly the most dominant figure in sports today. Let's get into it. First, let's set the stage for those who might not be familiar with Caitlyn Clark. Born in West Des Moines, Iowa, Caitlyn has been a basketball prodigy since her high school days. She was a five-star recruit and one of the most sought-after players in the country. But it wasn't until she joined the University of Iowa that she truly exploded onto the national scene. Caitlyn is a 6-foot point guard known for her incredible scoring ability, deep three-point range, and elite playmaking skills. She's not just a scorer, she's a complete player who can dominate a game in multiple ways. In her freshman year, she led the nation in scoring and was named the Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Since then, she's only gotten better, breaking records and captivating audiences with her fearless style of play. But what really sets Caitlyn apart is her flair for the dramatic. She's hit game-winning shots, dropped 40-point games like it's nothing, and has become must-watch TV every time she steps on the court. Her confidence and swagger have drawn comparisons to some of the greatest players in basketball history, both men and women. Let's talk numbers for a second because Caitlyn's stats are absolutely mind-blowing. In the 2022 to 2023 season, she became the first player in NCAA Division I history, men's or women's, to record back-to-back 40-point triple-doubles. That's right, 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in consecutive games. It's a feat that even legends like Magic Johnson or LeBron James never accomplished in college. She also holds the record for the most points scored in a single NCAA tournament, men's or women's, with an incredible 191 points in the 2023 tournament. Her games are consistently among the most watched in women's college basketball. In fact, the 2023 NCAA championship game featuring Iowa and LSU was the most watched women's basketball game in history, drawing over 9.9 million viewers. A huge part of that was Caitlyn's star power. People tune in to see what she's going to do next. She's also become a role model for young athletes, especially young girls. Caitlyn's confidence, work ethic, and passion for the game are inspiring a new generation of basketball players. She's shown that you don't have to fit into a certain mold to be successful. You just have to be yourself and put in the work. And let's not forget her social media presence. Caitlyn has over 1 million followers across platforms, and she uses her platform to connect with fans, share behind-the-scenes moments, and promote the game she loves. She's not just a player, she's a brand. So here's the big question. Is Caitlyn Clark the biggest star in all of sports? To answer that, let's compare her to some of the other biggest names in the game. First, there's LeBron James. Even at 38 years old, LeBron is still one of the most dominant players in the NBA and a global icon. But while LeBron's legacy is secure, Caitlyn is just getting started. She's bringing a fresh energy and excitement to the game that's hard to ignore. Then there's Serena Williams, who revolutionized women's tennis and became one of the most recognizable athletes in the world. Caitlyn is on a similar trajectory, but in a different sport. She's breaking barriers and changing the way people think about women's basketball. And let's not forget about Patrick Mahomes, the face of the NFL. Mahomes is a generational talent who's already won multiple MVP awards and Super Bowls. But while Mahomes dominates on the football field, Caitlyn is doing the same on the basketball court, and she's doing it at the college level, which is arguably even more impressive. So is Caitlyn the biggest star in sports? It's hard to say definitively, but she's definitely in the conversation. What sets her apart is her combination of skill, charisma, and impact. She's not just a great player, she's a cultural phenomenon. So what's next for Caitlyn Clark? Well, she's only a junior, which means she still has another year of college basketball ahead of her. And if her past performances are any indication, she's only going to get better. After college, the WNBA awaits. Caitlyn is already being touted as the future face of the league, and it's easy to see why. Her game translates perfectly to the professional level, and her star power will bring even more attention to the WNBA. But beyond basketball, Caitlyn has the potential to become one of the most influential athletes of her generation. Whether it's through endorsements, philanthropy, or simply continuing to inspire young athletes, Caitlyn's impact will be felt for years to come. Caitlyn Clark isn't just changing the game of basketball, she's changing the way we think about women's sports. For decades, women's sports have been overshadowed by their male counterparts, but Caitlyn is helping to level the playing field. Her success is proof that women's sports can be just as exciting, competitive, and entertaining as men's sports. And she's not just doing it on the court, she's doing it with a level of confidence and charisma that's impossible to ignore. Caitlyn is also part of a new generation of athletes who are unapologetically themselves. She's not afraid to show emotion, to celebrate her successes, or to speak her mind. And that authenticity is resonating with fans in a big way. So let's revisit the question, is Caitlyn Clark the biggest star in all of sports? The answer is complicated. On one hand, she's still early in her career, and her impact is largely confined to the world of college basketball. On the other hand, her influence is growing rapidly, and she's already drawing comparisons to some of the greatest athletes of all time. What's clear is that Caitlyn is on a trajectory to become one of the most iconic figures in sports history. Whether she's the biggest star right now is up for debate, but there's no denying that she's one of the most exciting and influential athletes in the world today. Let's talk about the business side of Caitlyn Clark. As her star continues to rise, so does her marketability. Caitlyn has already signed endorsement deals with major brands like Nike and Gatorade, and it's only a matter of time before she becomes one of the most marketable athletes in the world. Her appeal goes beyond just basketball fans. Caitlyn's authenticity, charisma, and relatability make her a perfect fit for brands looking to connect with a younger, more diverse audience. And as she continues to break records and make headlines, her value as a brand ambassador will only increase. But Caitlyn's business acumen isn't just limited to endorsements. She's also savvy about her personal brand, using social media to connect with fans and promote her image. Whether it's through Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, Caitlyn knows how to engage her audience and keep them coming back for more. Of course, Caitlyn's journey hasn't been without its challenges. As she continues to rise, the expectations and pressure will only increase. Every game, every shot, every decision will be scrutinized by fans, media, and critics alike. But if there's one thing we've learned about Caitlyn, it's that she thrives under pressure. Whether it's hitting a game-winning shot or leading her team to victory in a high-stakes tournament, Caitlyn has shown time and time again that she's up to the challenge. The key for Caitlyn will be staying focused and grounded as she navigates the ups and downs of her career. With the right mindset and support system, there's no doubt that she'll continue to achieve greatness. So, what will Caitlyn Clark's legacy be? It's still early in her career, but she's already left an indelible mark on the world of sports. From her record-breaking performances to her impact off the court, Caitlyn has redefined what it means to be a sports icon. But perhaps her greatest legacy will be the inspiration she provides to future generations of athletes. Caitlyn has shown that with hard work, determination, and a little bit of swagger, anything is possible. And that's a message that will resonate long after she's hung up her sneakers. While Caitlyn's impact has been most felt in the United States, her influence is starting to reach a global audience. Thanks to social media and the increasing popularity of women's basketball, Caitlyn's highlights and achievements are being shared and celebrated around the world. This global reach is not only good for Caitlyn, but also for the sport of basketball as a whole. As more people tune in to watch Caitlyn play, the popularity of women's basketball will continue to grow, paving the way for future stars to shine on the international stage. Social media has played a huge role in Caitlyn's rise to stardom. Platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok have allowed her to connect with fans on a personal level, sharing behind-the-scenes moments and giving a glimpse into her life off the court. Caitlyn's social media presence is a masterclass in personal branding. She's authentic, engaging, and relatable, which has helped her build a loyal following. Whether she's posting highlights from a game, sharing a funny moment with her teammates, or promoting a new endorsement deal, Caitlyn knows how to keep her audience engaged. But it's not just about self-promotion. This combination of authenticity and activism has made her a role model for young athletes around the world. Caitlyn Clark's influence extends far beyond the basketball court. She's become a role model for young athletes, especially young girls, who see in her a reflection of their own dreams and aspirations. Caitlyn's success is proof that with hard work and determination, anything is possible. She's shown that you don't have to fit into a certain mold to be successful. You just have to be yourself and put in the work. This message is resonating with young athletes around the world, inspiring them to chase their dreams and never give up. But Caitlyn's impact goes beyond just inspiration. She's also helping to change the way young athletes think about women's sports. By showing that women's basketball can be just as exciting and competitive as men's, Caitlyn is helping to break down barriers and create new opportunities for future generations of athletes. Caitlyn Clark's rise is not just good for her, it's good for the future of women's basketball. As more people tune in to watch Caitlyn play, the popularity of women's basketball will continue to grow, creating new opportunities for players, coaches, and fans alike. The WNBA is already seeing the benefits of Caitlyn's star power. With her impending arrival in the league, ticket sales, TV ratings, and merchandise sales are expected to skyrocket. This increased visibility will not only benefit Caitlyn, but also the entire league, helping to elevate women's basketball to new heights. But Caitlyn's impact goes beyond just the WNBA. She's also helping to inspire a new generation of young athletes who will grow up watching her play and dreaming of following in her footsteps. This influx of talent will help to ensure the continued growth and success of women's basketball for years to come. So, is Caitlyn Clark the biggest star in all of sports? The answer might depend on who you ask, but one thing is clear. Caitlyn Clark is a once-in-a-generation talent who's changing the game. From her record-breaking performances to her growing influence off the court, Caitlyn is a star in every sense of the word. What do you think? Is Caitlyn Clark the biggest star in sports right now? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.